All right, welcome everyone. We're about to take a deep dive into, uh, well, the universe, but not in the way you might expect.
Yeah, definitely a bit different today.
We're leaving the telescopes and scientific papers behind for this one. Instead, we're going to explore the universe through the lens of regression hypnosis.
Very cool.
Should be fun.
We've got these transcripts from YouTube videos, 3 of them, and in these videos, people are undergoing these sessions, and they're asked about the nature of the universe.
Oh, wow. So we're really going deep into the subconscious
Yeah.
how people view things.
Exactly. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Have we gone completely woo-woo? But hold on.
Right.
We're just here to explore the information, right? Not to endorse any particular belief system. It's all about curiosity and maybe a little bit of healthy skepticism, too.
Totally, totally. Love that approach. So what did we find? Any big themes jumping out at you?
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing that really stood out to me was this idea of the universe as like a giant interconnected web.
Oh, interesting.
Each person, even though they had their own unique visualizations, they described a reality where everything's fundamentally linked, like
Yeah.
influencing everything else.
Right.
It's kind of like the butterfly effect, but on this massive cosmic scale.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And this idea of interconnectedness, it's not some, new age thing, right?
Right.
I mean, think about ecosystems in nature. Even the tiniest organism has a role to play.
Right.
Or even the internet, right? Billions of devices all connected, influencing each other.
Absolutely. And the ways they described it was so vivid. Like Valeria, for example, she saw a multitude of these small spheres, each one representing a person as their own, like, interconnected universe.
Whoa.
And she even suggested that people have the power to, like, define their own limits within
It's
them.
like we each have our own little piece of the universe
Right.
that we can shape.
Right. And then Karina, she used the analogy of a pie, which I thought was interesting. Different forms of life exist at different levels, but each slice, no matter how small, it's essential to the whole thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
And it really makes you think, what's our slice? Are we doing what we're supposed to be doing?
Right. What's our purpose? Yeah. And then there's Allah's description. Now, hers, it was really detailed.
Oh.
She saw the universe as woven together with energy, like tiny dots connected with threads. She actually compared it to the human body with its interconnected cells and atoms.
Wow, so like a fractal universe, the same patterns repeating themselves at different scales.
Exactly. And then the other thing that came up a lot was this cyclical nature of the universe.
Cycles, yeah. Creation and destruction, expansion and contraction. A never-ending dance, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this idea of cyclical change, we see it everywhere. Ancient cultures recognized it, The seasons, the tides, birth, death, rebirth.
Right. It's all around us. And even in modern cosmology, you have theories like the Big Bounce.
The way they described these cycles was so interesting. Allah, she envisioned the universe as a series of bubbles, all threaded on this spiral thread that spins counterclockwise. Each bubble represents a universe, but they rotate clockwise.
Fascinating. Opposing forces, like yin and yang, maybe. Keeping everything in balance.
Right. And then Valeria, she described birth and death as these like flashes of light, like this beautiful symmetry to the cycle of existence.
I love that. It reminds me of the law of conservation of energy. Energy can't be created or destroyed, only transformed.
And Karina, she pictured the universe as this giant pulsating sphere, expanding and contracting like a beating heart. It's like she's saying the universe itself has a rhythm,
Wow. A life force. What if the universe is alive?
Okay, now here's where things get really interesting.
Okay, lay it on me.
All 3 of them, they suggested that human consciousness, it's actually a major player in the universe.
What, like we have a hand in shaping it?
Yeah, potentially even shaping its evolution and structure.
Okay, now this is where I need my healthy dose of skepticism. But it's definitely intriguing. Could our thoughts actually have an impact on reality?
Allah, she said that the universe is filled with the energy of love, and that each human, we're like a microcosm of that universe.
So connected to this universal energy field.
Exactly. And Valeria, she described humans as co-creators with a, like, fatherly figure architect.
Like we're designing the universe alongside something bigger.
Right. And Karina, she said we each create our own realities through our thoughts and choices.
The law of attraction.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like they're all point to this idea that we're not just passive passengers, right?
Right.
We're active participants shaping the universe with every thought and choice and action.
Wow. That's a lot of responsibility.
It is. So are you ready to go even deeper down this rabbit hole?
Oh, I'm always going for a good rabbit hole. What's next?
Okay, because next we're going to explore their descriptions of multiple dimensions and planes of existence.
Oh, this is going to be good.
It is.
Let's do it.
All right, let's dive in.
You know, when you think about multiple dimensions, it's not just like a sci-fi thing.
Right.
Physicists, they've been trying to figure this out for ages, like string theory, for example. It suggests there could be so many more dimensions than the ones we can see, you know?
The three spatial ones in time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And these extra dimensions, they could be like curled up, hidden from us. But maybe they explain some of the big mysteries of the universe, you know?
Yeah, like dark matter, dark energy, all that stuff.
Right, exactly.
So what we experience, what we see, it could be just this tiny little sliver of a much bigger multidimensional reality. Wild.
Mind-blowing for sure.
And these hypnosis sessions, they give us a peek into how those dimensions might be experienced.
That's interesting.
Like Allah, for instance. She described the universe as having 6 layers.
6 layers.
Yeah, and she compared it to a boiled egg. Yolk, white, shell.
Ooh, okay. Nested levels of reality, each with its own, like, set of rules. Makes you wonder what's outside the shell, right?
Exactly. Like those Russian nesting dolls, but cosmic.
Yeah, I love that image.
And then Karina, she believed in 7 levels within our universe. 7. And she even talked about parallel universes, tons of them, each with their own unique life forms.
Whoa, hold on. So, like, countless other versions of ourselves out there living different lives?
Right. Crazy, right?
It is kind of crazy, but also kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
Parallel universes, they're like a natural extension of the multiverse idea.
Right.
It's like every decision we make, every quantum measurement, it creates a split in reality,
Bro.
leading to infinite timelines. Now, do they actually exist? Who knows? It's still a debate.
Right, right.
But it's a fun thing to think about, right?
It is.
It makes you think about all the different paths you could have taken.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tatiana, she mentioned something that might resonate with anyone who's into, like, spiritual stuff.
What's that?
She talked about this thin layer that acts as a transition point between dimensions.
Oh, like a veil separating different realities.
Exactly. I've heard about that in, like, shamanism and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. The spirit world, right? Access through altered states of consciousness.
Makes you wonder what it would take to lift that veil, you know? Experience those other dimensions directly.
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is. Now, here's something that really surprised me.
Okay, what is it?
Water. It played a big role in these accounts.
Water.
Yeah, like we know it's essential for life here on Earth,
Of course.
but these subjects, they took it further.
Interesting. Yeah, water is super symbolic across so many cultures, right?
Right.
Purity, cleansing, transformation. It's the source of life.
Tatiana, she connected the creation of water to the Big Bang.
The Big Bang.
She called it a carrier of information that can, like, seep through barriers between dimensions.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. So water isn't just H2O, it's like a cosmic messenger.
Right. More than we realize.
It makes you think about its role in, like, facilitating life, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's more than just a substance.
Maybe, yeah. And now for something a bit unsettling, both Alla and Tatiana, they described Earth as being encased in this dome. Yeah, or like an energy field. And they talked about people wearing a blindfold, metaphorically.
Oh, interesting.
That prevents us from seeing reality as it truly is.
So we're living in this, like, limited, filtered version of existence.
That's what they're saying, yeah. Kind of creepy, right?
It is kind of creepy, but also makes sense. Think about it. Our senses only pick up a tiny part of the electromagnetic spectrum.
You sure?
We can't see ultraviolet light or infrared, but it's all around us.
So maybe this dome, it represents the limitations of our senses or our beliefs or our culture, you know?
Yeah, all those things that shape how we see the world.
Alla, she saw this blindfold as temporary.
Oh, okay.
She said we can overcome it through growth and developing our inner sight.
So, like, expanding our awareness.
Right. Becoming more mindful.
Yeah, paying attention to the present moment. Maybe that's the key to seeing beyond the filters.
Maybe. Tatiana, get this. She said she actually communicated with beings from a free Earth outside the dome.
Beings from outside the dome.
Yeah. And they told her that our struggles here on Earth, they're actually helping us build immunity and gain knowledge.
So it's like a cosmic boot camp.
It kind of is, yeah.
Wow. That's a whole other level.
It is.
Makes you wonder what life is like outside the dome.
Right. What would it be like to experience reality without those limitations?
That's a question for the ages.
It is. So, as we dig deeper into these hypnotic accounts, there's a lot to consider.
Yeah.
Is our perception of reality limited? Do our thoughts and beliefs shape the universe? And is there more to us and to the cosmos than we realize?
Big questions, for
Yeah.
sure. Let's keep exploring.
Let's do it. Okay, so we've explored a lot with these regression hypnosis accounts.
We have.
Interconnectedness, cycles, the power of consciousness, different dimensions.
Don't forget that dome.
Oh yeah, the dome, and that potential blindfold blocking us from seeing the full picture. It's a lot to take in.
It is. But that's what I love about these kinds of topics.
Right.
They push us to think bigger, question what we believe.
Absolutely. And to me, one of the most powerful things that came up was this idea that we're not just watching the universe unfold, you know? We're a part of it.
Yeah, like active participants.
Co-creating our reality, maybe even influencing the universe itself.
And with that power comes responsibility,
Yeah.
right? If our thoughts and beliefs can shape things, we better choose them carefully.
Totally. It's like we're holding the reins of our own destiny, and it's not just about us. It affects everyone.
We're all connected.
Yeah, like that web we talked about.
Each choice we make, it ripples out.
So we have to ask ourselves, what kind of impact do we want to have on the world?
Are we spreading kindness or negativity?
Right. Our intentions matter.
Maybe more than we realize.
And then there's that whole thing about our perception being limited.
Oh yeah, the filters, the blinders.
Makes you wonder, what are we missing?
What's out there that we just can't see yet? It's exciting and scary at the same time.
It is. Like we've barely scratched the surface of what's possible.
And the greatest discoveries might not be out in space, but inside ourselves.
Ooh, I like that. So as we wrap up, I want to leave everyone with a few thoughts.
Okay, I'm listening.
First, don't just take these hypnosis stories as fact. Be critical. Think for yourself.
Absolutely. Question everything.
And if this sparked your curiosity, keep exploring.
Yeah, read up on physics, cosmology, philosophy, all that good stuff.
And don't be afraid to ask big questions. Push the boundaries of what you think you know.
The universe is full of mystery and wonder. Embrace it.
Well said. So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep diving deep.
And remember, the most profound journey might be the one you take within yourself.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.